Toasting the Queen. Bloody hell, she must be short of food. Look at all these knives and forks. What are we doing? Having a meal whilst performing a surgical operation?
3 knives each. We must be having peas.
Well, I think it's all lovely. It must be years since I got dressed up in a long frock and squirted scent under me armpits. Hey, Les, can you remember last time I wore this frock?
Was it last Shrove Tuesday when you swept the chimney?
No, it wasn't. VE Day, in the Scout Hut. You did them conjuring tricks for Cub's gang show. The Great Brandoni, assisted by the luscious Annie. Now do you remember? You did that conjuring trick with next door's budgie.
Why, it got its claws stuck in my string vest. Half an hour solid it were, whirring round my left nipple like a Catherine wheel. I had to get our Kayla to cut me free with a clasp knife.
Hey, up, you're not using that tureen for soup, are you?
Yes.
What have you done with bloody goldfish, then?
I think we're having them as the second course.
Porter, really? Now get servicing while I hand round the plates.
Well, I must say, Pat, you've got everything just so. Just look at them flowers. They've even got the original earwigs in them.
Hold on, wait a minute.
What?
This soup's stone cold.
It's supposed to be cold. It's gazpacho.
I don't care what's happened to gas. This soup is as cold as a stepmother's breath.
That is the whole point of gazpacho. It is a cold soup. It's come into the culinary canon all the way from Andalusia in Spain.
No wonder it's bloody cold, then.
And there's another thing.
What?
There's a funnel in my soup.
That's from my battleship. You've not got the torpedo tubes in there as well, have you?
Carter, you're doing your very best to ruin my dinner party. I told you.
Now then, Pat, don't fret, love. I'm sure your dinner party will turn out champion. Well, we always keep a good supply of laxatives in bathroom cabinets, don't we?
There's no need to be silent, you know. One of the marks of a successful dinner party is that the conversation is witty, sparkling and inventive. Isn't it, Carter?
Aye, well,
Well, come on then, Les. Do your duty. You're the head of the household. Say something sparkling, witty and inventive.
Did you change the cheese in the mousetrap?
Mr. Brandon!
Well, you're being so bloody clever. Why don't you say something witty, sparkling and inventive?
Yes, well, isn't the price of sprouts outrageous?
hold on, wait a minute. I've got something to say what might fit the bill.
Ah, but is it interesting?
Vaguely.
Well, then.
Oh, half a more. It were on tip of my tongue. Oh, I remember now. I've fallen in love.
You? Fallen in love? With a woman?
No, not with a woman. With landlady of a pub.
Lady of the pub?
You tell me, devil. Does she do a good pickled egg?
Never mind about pickled eggs. Who is this so-called woman?
You know well.
Do I?
Her father were a champion castanet player. He's got these enormous cauliflower ears through constantly catching them in his castanet.
Don't ring a bell with me, Mort.
Well, you're forced to remember her mother. Exceptionally ugly woman she was. There was something classic and noble about her ugliness. She'd the build of a double wardrobe, and her face bore a marked resemblance to the back end of a Stoke-on-Trent tram car. She'd a foul temper and all, drank like a fish, swore like a trooper, threw half bricks at cats. In fact, a perfect woman in every way. Her daughter takes after her exactly.
I haven't the faintest idea who you're talking about. What's her name, any road?
Ah, that's the problem, Annie. I can't quite remember. Mrs. somebody or other.
Well, where did you meet her, Uncle Mort?
After I'd fell in the canal.
You fell in the canal? I bet it didn't occur to you to take your clothes off first, did it?
I didn't have time, nor the inclination neither. You see, I was stood on the towpath staring at this pound where they keep all these old broken-down barges, all abandoned and neglected they was, all before the time, unwanted, clapped out, no use to man or beast. Reminded me very much of you, Les.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that, Bob.
You're very welcome, Les. Any road, as I'm stood on Canal Bank, staring into this filthy, scummy, greasy water, as a matter of fact, it was very like this soup of yours.
Charming, thank you very much.
You're very welcome, love. Any road, as I'm stood staring into water, I suddenly see this thing floating just beneath the surface.
What thing?
Hideous, Annie. Ghastly. Horrendous. In every respect, the quintessence of evil. It reminded me very much of a pair of Les's discarded underpants.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that, Bob.
You're very welcome, Les. Any road, as I was staring at it closer and closer and closer, it reveals itself as an object of the most hideous repulsiveness. Suddenly, I realised it's a reflection of my own face, and I fell headlong into the canal.
Then what happened?
Next thing I remember, I'm lying flat out on a bench in pub, and landlady's giving me a kiss of life. Well, either it's her Alsatian, they've both got a similar wet nose.
Ah, now I see it all. Now I know why you fell in love with her.
Why?
Because she dosed you up with free brandy till it come running out of your gills.
No, she didn't. She gave me a tot of orange crush, then slung me out for drinking out of hours.